Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tudo Frank from Tudo ICT Academy. We are learning data analysis using Excel and MySQL. So today we are solving a case study, and we are moving to this question that says create 4 views to display separate record of sales made by each of the 4 managers. So we come up here. First of all, we have to know the 4 managers. So I would like to run this query again. I will say select all from cell data. This data is this. I run this query. We're supposed to see the 4 managers. The managers here are Martha, Herman, Timothy, and Douglas. So I'll come up here and said I can still use this query, or I just copy this query and paste it down to be edited. So let's select all from cell data where condition comes in. Now when I say where manager equals to, on quotes, I'll start with matter, ladies first. Alright, so if I run this query, it's going to give me a table that contains record of sales made by only matter. You can see matter alone all over here, matter alone. But we are not just asked to generate this, we are asked to create a view. When you want to create a view, it simply means you will actually have to store this record in a table. We want to store this as a table in SQL. This answer we've gotten, we want to store it as a table in SQL. We call those kind of table views because those tables rely on the main table. The information of this table we want to store now is fresh from the main table, which is sales data table. So what do? This same codes can be edited to be stored as a table. I'll come up here and say create. Sorry, I have to use capital letters. If you use small letters, it will still work, but I use capital letter to avoid confusion. I will say create view as, what will I call the view? I'll call it matter underscore sales, matter sales. That's what I want to call. I can even remove the underscore. Since this ends with small letter, this start with okay, let me place the underscore to make it look nice. Create view as matter. Sorry, this is wrong. I have to remove the as here. I'll come down here and I put it right here. That is correct. Create a view, call it what? Matter cells, as a result of this query. We are creating the view as the result of this query. A view is a temporary table. We are creating this table called matter. We are creating this temporary table called matter cells as a result of what we got in this query. So I go ahead, press Ctrl Enter, or you can use this button. Still the same thing. Now we got a new view. If I refresh this, you can see under view we have one view here, and the view is called matter cells. If I click on the table here on the view, you can see we got this item here. We got this thing here containing cells made by only matter. We go back to the main query. I can run this for don't be afraid of not understanding the syntax. I'm going to send this entire query to people that have registered for my full package training on data analysis. You're gonna have all this code. You're gonna have it right on your phone. Those of you who have registered. So if you haven't registered to have this, because I'm gonna share this on the platform for the full package training. So to create the same thing for the next person, Who is the next person? I have to come down here and run this query to see the names of the manager again. Sorry about that. The first manager was Martha. Second one we have Haman. Sorry, I have to type it the way it is. So it is called Hermann. That's the name. Then the same name have to be here. Instead of Martha here we have Haman underscore sales. So we run this, and believe me, that is done. Supposed to have two views now. Supposed to have two views, Haman and Martha. The next is called what? I have to check that name again. I'm not really used to these names. Next manager here is called Timothy. So I just change this. You can see how simple this is when you know it. When you understand how it works, it's simple. I come here, I change this to Timothy. I copy this Timothy down here. I just paste it, and then I run this query. Okay, that is done. Then if I refresh, sorry, I should have Timothy also here. It's here. So I can go ahead to the next one, which is who is the next one? I think Douglas. Am I right? Don't know. Down here we got the last one called Douglas. DOUG. Okay. Copy this, paste it here, and I'll go ahead and run this query. So if I refresh again, we got 4 views. If I click on any of this view by the table here, you see we got a different table for this Douglas, a different table for Haman, and a different table for Timothy. So we have created 4 different views, temporary tables that contains data for each of these unique managers: Martha, Douglas, Haman, and Timothy. Different values. So we have solved the question 3 II. Next question here: create a view containing only sales record that sales amount is above 50,000. We have let's go to the main query panel here. Then let's run the query again. To answer that question, I would like to run the general query again, which is I would like to select I would like to select all from cell data. Run this query. That gives us the entire table. So right now I want to go ahead and say I want to get sales amount was above 50,000. Okay, so I will say select all from sales data. Let me just come down and type that again from the beginning. Select all from sales, okay, data where cell underscore AMT greater than 49,999. Sorry, I have issue here. 49,999. That means, is that what did they say? What was the instruction? I need to follow the instruction well. Create a view containing only sales record that sales amount is above. Okay, it wasn't at least, it was above. So coming down here we can use 50,000 because above. Note I'm not putting any comma in my 50,000 here. I just type 50,000 without putting any comma. Please note that, it's very important. So this will show us only table that contains sales record that the sales amount is above 50,000. So we are not going to see stuff like 25,000. We're not going to see stuff like 43,000. We're going to see anything that is above 50,000. Like this one we got 89,850. We're going to see those ones. So I can just place my semicolon to terminate the query, and I run it by clicking this, and we're gonna get the we get it wrong. Okay. All right. Where do we get it wrong? We have to correct ourselves. Yes, we get it wrong because I type nonsense here. I put S. There's no S in cell data. The table is cell data, not sales data. Sometimes you may have errors like that. You have to know what to do. So I go ahead and I run this again. If I run this query again, I believe it's going to be correct. And we got the answers here. You can see we have a table containing only record of sales that the sales amount is above 50,000. If you can check here, the amount is above 50,000. If you wanted below 50,000, we will have changed this thing to what? We will have just changed this to, less than, and we run it. We will have sales of data below 50,000, as you can see here. But we are asked to get the ones above, so you need to know how to do all this thing. Running this, we have the ones above 50,000, as you can see here. And note, we were asked to save it as a table. We had to save it as a view. So I'll come up here as usual. I can type create view. I would like to call this view sales underscore 50,000. I would like to put a special character. I don't know if that will be accepted. Let's try. Sales greater than 50,000 will not be accepted. Okay, will not be accepted. So I don't need to put that. Sales 50,000. That will be understood by me and not be understood by you. It's not a problem. So I just need to come down here and I put as. Okay. The way I save my view will be understood by me. When I take it to Excel, I can decide how to save it the way I want. But for what I have here, it's very okay. So we got it this way. Create view sales 50,000. As select all from cell data where cell amount is greater than 50,000. So I will run this query. Believe me, we have a new view and the view name is cell 50,000. Can you see? Cells 50,000 is here. Alright, doesn't matter what name you want to call your view. What matters is get it right and don't violate the rules of SQL. So the next question here will be solved in the next video, as we are to create a view containing only cells that sales records, I mean that sales unit is at least 30. Okay, we will solve this in the next video. I am Tudo Frank. Registration for my full package training on data analysis is still ongoing. Register now.